When global war drops the lights, the next 3 days are the test. In the first 72 hours, the map of your life changes. Power goes out, highways stall, grocery shelves empty, and people stop acting like neighbors and start acting out of fear. What you do in hour 0 through hour 72 will not guarantee survival, but it will determine whether you keep your family, your home, and what little you have left. Stay calm. Move fast. Think in clear priorities. Imagine this. It's late afternoon, you hear a distant, unfamiliar siren. Cell service becomes spotty, and streetlights go dead 1 block at a time. Cars turn around in the intersection. People you recognize from the neighborhood are walking with backpacks, eyes on the ground. You have minutes, not hours, to shift from normal life to crisis posture. The next decisions are triage decisions. Who's with you, where you will be, and how you will present to the outside world. First, immediate triage for hours 0 to 6. Treat these hours like a medical triage for your household. Fast, prioritized, repeatable. 1. Account for people. Call names, physically check rooms. If someone isn't where they were expected to be, don't split the group chasing them off-site. Assign one person to search systematic routes while the rest secure the location. Keep movement deliberate. If you must leave to look, tell someone where you're going and when you'll check back. 2. Secure your shelter's habitability. Close and lock exterior doors and windows. Reduce noise and light. Turn off non-essential lights and unplug appliances that hum or click. If you use a generator, prioritize daytime use for essential power. Nighttime generator noise is an invitation. Keep curtains closed and avoid silhouettes at windows. These are concealment decisions, not permanent fortifications. 3. Gather essentials now. Make a short-term grab bag with IDs, wallets, phone chargers, a small amount of cash, prescription meds, critical paperwork, insurance, medical records, and a couple of portable water bottles. This is a grab bag, not your entire gear cache. Light and quick. Everyone who may need to move should know where this bag is and who takes it. 4. Establish immediate accountability and roles. Appoint a single-point person for children, an adult to manage meds and a list of needs, and one person responsible for communications and monitoring information sources. Keep a simple whiteboard or notebook by the door with names and locations. Paper outlasts a dead phone. 5. Begin OPSEC, operational security, right away. Limit information. Do not post your situation on social media. Do not text mass updates that list your location or supplies, and do not volunteer details to strangers. The fewer people who know about your supplies and movements, the lower the risk of attracting attention. 6. Medical triage. Stabilize immediate injuries, check for issues like asthma inhalers, severe bleeding, or shock, and prioritize getting those people in as comfortable a position as possible. If you have a trained medic in your group, put them in charge. If not, treat with conservative first aid and plan to move seriously injured people to professional care only when safe and possible. These first hours set the tempo. If you move now with discipline, count, secure, conceal, and account, you earn time. Time is the resource that buys options. If this is landing for you, pause here. Download the first 72 hours checklist in the description. Save it. Use it to walk through these steps with your household now, not later. Now, how will threats look during the first 72 hours? You're not facing a single enemy. You're facing patterns of behavior. There are 2 broad typologies to understand and prepare for: desperate opportunists and organized marauders. Each requires a different mindset. Desperate opportunists are reactive. They are individuals or small groups who act out of immediate need, hunger, fear, panic. Their behavior tends to be impulsive and short-term, smash and grab, looting stores, or trying doors in neighborhoods. These actors create a lot of noise, and noise is both danger and an advantage. Loud, disorderly groups are easier to detect and often pass on if they meet unexpected resistance or nothing of value. Your best response to opportunists is to be unappealing. Silence, concealment, decoys, and a credible appearance of not being worth the effort. Organized marauders are different. They are teams that scout, coordinate, and return. They may be better armed, they may trade, and they will exploit patterns and routines. Organized teams look for choke points and supply caches. They watch rotations and look for predictable behaviors. Against this model, simple concealment can fail. You need layered delay strategies, redundancy of communications, and trusted partners. During hours 24/72, the probability that groups move from opportunistic behavior to coordination increases. Plan for that shift. Understanding these two types protects you from two mistakes: overconfidence that silence alone will keep you safe, and unnecessary escalation that attracts the wrong kind of attention. Blend concealment with redundancy. Hide, but have a plan to delay and communicate if pressure arrives. That brings us to short-term fortification and OPSEC, how to buy time and avoid becoming a target in the earliest days. The objective is delay, not impenetrability. You're looking to make entry slow, noisy, and unpredictable to an attacker so they move on. Start with visibility and noise discipline. Remove porch lights, cover reflective windows with heavy curtains or blackout material, and avoid leaving interior lights on near windows at night. If you run a generator, use it sparingly and during daylight, when risk of observation is lower. A quiet house is a less desirable house. Conceal high-value supplies. Don't announce where you keep food, water, medicine, or fuel. Use interior rooms with false fronts if available. Things like a closet within an interior room or a high shelf that's not obvious. If you create a decoy cache, make it credible enough to be plausible, but not so obvious that it tells attackers how much you actually have. The point of a decoy is to deflect attention, not to be a treasure trove. Use simple, temporary delay points at likely entry routes. In most homes, the main entry points are doors and first-floor windows. Reinforcing those with furniture, heavy interior doors, or temporarily bracing with interior fixtures can make a quick entry take longer. Focus on making an entry noisy and slow rather than trying to create an impenetrable barrier. You want to increase the chance attention will be drawn away, or that an attacker will move on in favor of an easier target. Lighting and movement discipline extend to exterior areas. Avoid silhouettes in windows. Keep vehicles moved and parked in ways that don't signal absence. For example, a mostly empty driveway isn't a target, but an unusual cluster of cars might be. A barking dog, whether live or a recorded deterrent, can be an effective psychological barrier. Animals create unpredictability. If you use recorded barking, be careful to avoid obvious looping patterns that could betray the setup. OPSEC rules you must follow from minute 1. Tell only those who need to know. Household plans and cache locations are on a strict need-to-know basis. Avoid public or social media updates about your status or location. Use plain language for basic communications. Avoid details that identify cache locations or routes. Rotate routines where possible. Don't make your watch times or resupply runs predictable. Conceal your manifests and inventories. If you need to track supplies, keep the list off network and secure. Now, tools of defense and the training that makes them useful. Think in categories and roles, not gadgets. Tools are aids to decisions. The human element is decisive. At a high level, handguns are close-quarters tools offering concealability and quick handling in tight spaces. Shotguns can be effective around immediate defense points because of stopping power and spread at short ranges. Rifles give reach and accuracy for perimeter defense and longer sightlines. None of these are magic. They require training, familiarization, secure storage, and routine maintenance. If you own firearms, prioritize safe handling practices, storage that prevents unauthorized access, and regular, realistic training at the range and in movement drills. Practice transitions between roles in your household so each person knows where to be and what to do. Non-lethal options deserve equal attention. A loud alarm, bright lights, pepper spray, baton training, and even improvised barriers can deter or slow attackers without crossing into lethal force. Non-lethal tools are valuable for deterrence and for situations where escalation would cause more harm than good. When discussing lethal force, be explicit about boundaries. Know your local laws on self-defense and the legal and moral consequences of using deadly force. Train to avoid it whenever possible. Your goal should be to protect life, your families, while minimizing harm to others through de-escalation, escape, and avoidance. Lethal force is a last resort, and its use may carry legal repercussions. Prepare mentally for those consequences and document events if you must act in self-defense. Training beats stockpiles every time. Gear set aside and never practiced is a liability. Conduct household drills, blackout drills, communication check-ins, first aid refreshers, and low-light movement exercises. Run through your plan for a quiet approach and an evacuation plan under stress. These drills should be short, repeatable, and reviewed afterward to correct assumptions that didn't hold up in practice. Community matters more than gear in the medium term. In the first 72 hours you may survive solo. Beyond that, trusted groups expand your options and spread risk. That said, group selection is critical. Trust, competence, and alignment of values matter far more than numbers. When forming a small, trusted defense group, consider these roles and keep them flexible. Scout, observer, mobile, quiet, tasked with short-range reconnaissance and early warning. Watch guard, stationary roles for perimeter monitoring and quick response. Resource manager, tracks food, water, fuel, and critical items, controls access. Medic, handles immediate medical needs and triage. Communications operator, monitors radios, maintains check-ins, and manages messages. Limit membership to people you can verify and trust. Keep introductions slow and controlled. Use code words and predetermined check-in windows so casual passers-by cannot co-opt your signals. Do not promise safety to those outside your circle lightly. Sharing resources rightly protects the group's sustainability. Communications when networks fail. Shift to low bandwidth, low visibility channels, and simple prearranged protocols. Two-way radios, CBs, and amateur radio, ham, can be tools, but they come with rules. Prearrange simple call signs or code words that mean specific things. All clear or hold position, rather than spelling out locations or inventories. Use fixed check-in times to reduce continuous transmission that draws attention. Keep transmissions brief and factual. Avoid long conversations that reveal patterns or reveal your location. Assume all radio traffic can be intercepted and adjust expectations accordingly. Avoid broadcasting specifics like, "We have water and spare ammo at the barn." Even friendly comms can be overheard. Instead, use messaging that confirms status without revealing assets. If you're the communications operator, keep a log-off network of who checked in, their reported status, and any time-sensitive information. Now picture a realistic confrontation scenario in the night hours, maybe around hour 36. This is where the tactical and the moral collide. A group approaches your property under the cover of darkness, 3 figures moving from tree line to fence, flashlights swept back and forth. Your household has set a choke point in the hallway between the front door and an interior living space. You have options: hide, present a decoy, or defend. Decision logic should be simple and rehearsed. If the group can be avoided with minimal risk, avoid. If they appear scouting without force, deceive. Use a decoy cache or create an illusion of no value inside. If they approach aggressively and there's an imminent threat to life, respond within legal self-defense parameters. Aim to stop the threat and preserve life. Post-contact, expect follow-on activity. If you fire or create noise, attackers may regroup and return with more force. After any encounter, prioritize immediate medical care for anyone hurt. Move to a secondary position if the location is compromised, and account for everyone. Rescan the neighborhood for movement, and expect reinforcements to probe your perimeter. After action is as important as action. Once the immediate event passes, do these things. Reassess. Was the threat neutralized, deterred, or diverted? Are you safe in place? Reaccount. Count people and check for injuries. Reconcile missing items. Resecure. Repair or improve delay points that were breached or exposed. Reconfigure. Move valuable caches if you think they were discovered or if they were likely observed. Replenish. Prioritize water and medical supplies in the short term. Resupply plans should be low profile and infrequent early on. Shift your thinking as the clock moves towards 72 hours. The first day is about survival and concealment. Day 2 is about organization and redundancy. By day 3, you should be shifting toward longer-term posture, establishing rotation schedules for watches, ration plans that stretch supplies, and mentoring skills across your group so you're not single points of failure. Here's a practical, prioritized checklist you can act on now, organized by the time windows of those critical first 72 hours. Use this as a template and adapt to your household reality. 06 hours priority checklist. Account for everyone and assign a responsible adult. Assemble a grab bag with IDs, meds, phone chargers, cash, and 2 water bottles. Secure exterior doors and windows. Remove exterior lights and close curtains. Begin noise and light discipline. Turn off non-essential electronics that create hums or flashing. Initiate strict OPSEC. No social media, no public status updates. Limit who knows supply locations. Stabilize any urgent medical issues and assign a medic role. Designate a communications operator and agree on check-in times. 6 to 24 hours priority checklist. Move high-value supplies to concealed interior locations and create a plausible decoy if helpful. Fortify primary entry points with temporary delay measures. Focus on slowing entry, not making a bunker. Begin rationing plan and track consumables on paper. Run a quick household drill, blackout movement, quiet transitions, and a designated meeting point inside the house. Establish initial watch rotations for overnight. Short, frequent shifts reduce fatigue and increase alertness. Log any intelligence. Reports of local roadblocks, checkpoints, or military NGO presence that affect movement. 24 to 48 hours priority checklist. Formalize group roles if you are working with trusted neighbors. Define scout, medic, resource manager, comms. Preset radio check-in protocol and code words. Keep transmissions brief and avoid revealing exact locations. Practice rehearsed responses to contact, avoidance, deception with decoys, withdrawal routes, and last resort defense. Inspect and maintain defensive tools. Ensure safe storage and that keys/locks are operational. Swap batteries and test lights during daylight. Develop contingency resupply plans with secure, low-profile routes and times that minimize exposure. 48 to 72 hours priority checklist. Expect probing and coordinated attempts. Reevaluate delay points and make them less predictable. Rotate watch patterns and ensure no one is predictably posted in the same place each night. Reassess your long-term posture. Can you stay where you are for weeks, or is a planned relocation necessary? Choose the option that gives the best chance of conserving supplies and safety. After any confrontation, perform thorough after-action, remedicate, tally losses, and treat psychological stress in the group. Prepare to transition to a longer-term community plan. Mutual aid, bartering arrangements, and skills sharing become essential beyond 72 hours. A few practical OPSEC do's and don'ts to close this part out. Do keep a low profile. Blend in with the neighborhood when possible. Do limit who knows about caches and defensive tools. Don't advertise readiness or assets online. Don't volunteer to lead groups you can't vet. Trust is earned. A final word on psychology and deception. Survival is not only physical, it's social. People respond to cues. If your home looks busy and valuable, it invites interest. If it looks closed, quiet, and unpredictable, it discourages it. Decoys and simple deterrence, fake caches, recorded barking, motion alarms, exploit human heuristics. Use them to buy time for decision-making, not as replacements for readiness. Before we close, one more practical reminder about legal and ethical boundaries. Laws vary. Know them. Use lethal force only when you reasonably fear for life, and know the legal frame in which you act. If you choose to confront, document who was involved, what happened, and why. Witness statements and immediate factual records will matter later. To summarize into an actionable closing checklist, you can print and post near your grab bag. In minute 0 to 60, count heads, secure entry points, gather grab bag, begin OPSEC, stabilize urgent medical needs. In hour 16, move essential supplies inside. Establish immediate watch schedule, assign roles, limit electricity noise. In hour 6 to 24, create decoys, reinforce delays, begin rationing and reachable backups, test communications. In hour 24-48, formalize trusted group roles, preset comms protocol, practice contact responses, maintain tools. In hour 48 to 72, expect coordinated pressure, rotate watches, reevaluate position, plan transition to longer-term survival actions. If this message landed with you, take 2 steps now. Save this video and download the first 72 hours checklist from the link in the description so you can walk through these items with your household immediately. Print it, post it where everyone sees it, and run a quick drill tonight. If you want deeper walkthroughs, detailed drills, templates for watch rotations, and guided checklists, subscribe to Reliable Prepper and join our community hub. We walk through these scenarios soberly and practically, with an eye toward safety and the law. In a world that can change in hours, preparation is the difference between scrambling and acting with purpose. The first 72 hours aren't about being a warrior. They're about being deliberate, quiet, and prepared to protect what matters most. Keep your wits, protect your people, and act with the discipline your family deserves.